reporter places the blame for all of this squarely on you, the viewers.
Would you say we'd be venturing into a zone of danger?
It doesn't matter what you think! They take your
You're listening to the Our Take Podcast with Brian Sherman.
He had a full head, all the way till the end. It was white, and I was hoping to get that. I was hoping to get, like, the full head, and it was really hard to cut it off.
And Spencer Rogers.
To be a good pilot, you have to be able to make good decisions, and I know what my credit score is, so I know I don't make good decisions.
This is the Our Take Podcast.
From Scary Parrot Media, it's the Our Take Podcast, episode 29. I'm Brian.
I am Spencer.
It is January the 16th, our good friend Danny's birthday, my brother's birthday, Madison's birthday. It's everyone's birthday today.
Wow.
Also on this day in history, in 1919, the 18th Amendment was passed prohibiting the manufacture, sale, or transportation of intoxicating liquors for beverage purposes.
Prohibition.
1918.
That's 101 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. 1919. Excuse me.
Excuse me. 800 years
it's
ago.
The 18th Amendment. 1919.
So we're looking at that challenge that's been on Facebook lately.
Yeah.
How it's aged.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's aged pretty well. I mean, everyone's an alcoholic here, and
pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Guess how long Prohibition was in effect?
I actually don't know.
Oh, man. Longer than you think.
Was it 10 years?
14 years. In
Really?
1933, the 21st Amendment repealed.
They had it through World War I? That didn't loosen it up at all?
It was right after or during World War I.
Yeah.
1917.
Yeah. So they had to do it right before World War II, just...
Because they knew it was coming.
Yeah, like, people are going to need to drink.
Yeah.
And soldiers are going to be coming back, and they're going to want to be alcoholics.
Well,
so...
do you know what spawned from Prohibition?
No.
NASCAR. Stock car racing.
I did know that, actually. Yeah. That's funny.
I don't know if it's a good thing, but they drink a lot of beer there now.
Funny. I mean, it's pretty fitting.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, find us at the Our Take Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Please share with your friends. We need to send some more shirts out.
Yeah. We do.
Yeah.
We need to make those. I mean...
we need to make some to send to you when you share with your friends.
Well, so many people have shared that I'm backlogged.
Yeah, we're back-ordered a little bit.
By that, I mean, I don't know that anyone has.
Yeah, I mean, but you can order rush shipping via Venmo. Hey! What else happened today? Oh, Theresa May won a vote of no confidence, which is a weird way to say it.
Yeah, she won confidence.
She won confidence. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you were in charge of something, like let's say you were in charge of a drink company.
Okay.
And do you like Coke or Pepsi better?
What?
Coke.
Yeah, obviously.
So I like Pepsi better, but whatever.
Well, okay.
Let's say you're in charge of a company that can either sell Coke or can either sell Pepsi. You're the CEO.
Okay.
Okay. You take it to a public vote which one you're going to sell exclusively, and they come back with Pepsi.
Okay.
You're openly opposed to Pepsi.
Uh-huh.
You think that Coke is better.
Okay.
But you are the president of the company.
Okay.
Right? Now you've got to figure out a way to phase out Coke. Even though you like Coke.
Right.
But then all the people that voted for Pepsi don't like your plan to get rid of Coke.
That was a really great way of explaining what the situation
So the question I have for you is, would you stay in charge?
No.
She's had 2 votes of no confidence against her.
As you were talking, I was like, yeah, I would just quit.
You would quit?
I would have left that company and...
You'd be like, I didn't even want this.
Yeah.
Theresa May didn't even want Brexit.
Yeah.
She's upholding the will of the people.
Yeah.
Now, many on the left over there are calling for another referendum because it was so influenced by Cambridge Analytica and Russia and the same thing that got Trump elected.
Right.
The same people.
Right.
Same bots. So who knows if that'll happen. They only have till March 29th, though.
And then what? They're out of the European Union?
Literally, like if they don't get a plan passed, literally they're out. They're just dropped, which means no more planes can take off without a deal reached with the EU. separately. No more planes can take off. No more ports are empty. All their trucks would stop. Everything halts because there's no deal. There's no trade deal. There's no...
Cool. Then we can have two world powers with
Right.
defunct governments. I'm sure
Exactly.
that Putin would love that. This is kind of starting to get like movie-esque freaky, right?
Yeah, it's pretty scary. And
Yeah.
it made me think when I was listening to the radio and they were talking about Russia involvement in this one,
Right.
I got nothing against the Russian people.
Yeah.
But these oligarchs, screw you guys. You
Right.
know? What is your problem?
Yeah, what do they
What is your problem?
what do they want to accomplish with all this?
I think in reality, I really think that they're trying to delegitimize democracy and republics.
Oh.
If you ask me, that's what I think.
So
I think
that
if
they
Putin-
can take power?
Yeah, if Putin had his way, there'd be no such thing as democracy.
Oh, yeah, well, there isn't. I
no,
mean,
they have a vote there, but in his world, they wouldn't even have a vote that he'd have to fake.
Right.
But
It's getting a little too taxing faking it. So
I just don't understand why she's in. Like, she didn't even want this, And if part of Parliament is asking, I mean, there's many parties over there, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
There's not only two parties in
I know,
Parliament.
there's several.
But she lost the vote for this latest deal by like 2/3, but then she barely won the no confidence vote by like 20 votes.
Do you think when she won the no confidence that she was just like,
She's like, damn it,
no,
just
I
resign?
was hoping to get out of this one.
and in British Parliament, they're mean, man. They laugh at you like out
Yeah,
loud.
I know. It's kind of cool.
Like, I if I was to she'll give a speech and she has to stop because people are laughing at her.
Heckling her.
I'd be like, you know what, dude? Fuck you. You come up here and tell me
Yeah.
what's better. You come tell me what you'd like to do.
Yeah.
I don't.
They wouldn't do that.
So the only thing I could think of is it just like hubris? Is she just too proud?
Oh.
Or does she think that maybe not proud? She really thinks she's the only one who can do this right?
Maybe.
I mean, she does win the no confidence vote, but only by half. Like, she gets 51% of the vote.
Who knows how politics work? That doesn't.
I just don't know why she stays.
I don't know why anyone does why even anyone runs for president, because
Yeah.
all you do is get torched every day by
Right.
somebody.
Yeah.
So and then your life's on the line every day. You've got a security.
Yeah, there's obviously a bit of pride there, thinking that you're the one.
I guess. Yeah.
I'm the one who can unite these parties. I'm the one who can figure
I guess
this out.
I have a hard time relating because I don't have much of an ego. Like when somebody tells me I'm not good at something, I'm like, yeah, I know.
I know I'm not good
I
at
know,
that.
which is why I have a hard time taking compliments, because I'm like, I know it is awesome. I can't believe that I did that.
yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's amazing what's going on with Brexit. It's almost, I mean, our government shut down.
Yeah.
But man, if you were living in the UK, Brexit's almost scarier.
Yeah, I guess so. Well,
Like relatively.
yeah.
If you had two choices, I think I'd rather live in the US government shutdown than in the UK with no Brexit deal.
Right. Well,
You know?
that's true. On that topic, I was reading my one of my coworkers has an airline blog called 6 Miles Up. It's a company he runs that sells aviation apparel and such. But he posted an article today, and I think it was from USA Today, and it's from Delta. The Delta CEO says that the government shutdown is costing them $25 million a month.
Wow, just Delta.
Just Delta. This
Delta.
is just Delta. They're losing money because no one's flying. Like, inspectors aren't flying. Government officials aren't flying.
So it's literally on ticket sales.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense, though.
Yeah.
We're flying a lot of federal employees around.
Right.
I've also heard a lot of, microbreweries can't release their beers.
Yeah, it is affecting a lot of...
Because they can't get the label.
I know, shops by government buildings and stuff are struggling. There's a website here called Kiplinger. I don't know what that... Do you know what that is?
I've heard of it. I don't know where it ranks.
It has 7 companies getting hit by the government shutdown. So these are 7 companies that they think... major companies that are being kind of crippled by the shutdown. One is Oracle.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah. Most arms of the federal government outsource their heaviest technological needs to Oracle. So they are.
So normally having a federal contract is a really good thing. Speaking of contractors, someone brought that up on the radio today. Any federal employee who's employed like directly by the federal government is going to get back pay, right?
Unless they're furloughed, but yeah.
But contractors won't.
No.
So if you work for Oracle,
right,
you're not getting paid either.
Right.
Oracle's not paying you.
That's the trickle down here. That's the same as the mom and pop restaurant right next to the IRS building that normally has a huge lunch rush.
Yeah.
That's losing out on all that income.
So it's, what is the number they always say? Is it 800,000 people?
Yeah.
So it's way more than that, really.
Well, yeah, it's affecting a lot of people.
Like the contractors that aren't working. Those are just federal employees, like directly. Mm-hmm. Their check says some federal agency, not Oracle. Anyway, what's the next one?
The next one was actually Delta, which we already talked about.
Yeah.
And then it says Columbia Sportswear. It says it's on the wrong end of the political stalemate. That's because campers and outdoor enthusiasts from coast to coast are locked out of the country's currently closed national parks.
Although I guess in warmer climes. I was going to say it's like the middle of winter.
I mean, this isn't saying that they are for sure, but there's some speculation that these companies are
right. We'll see after the first quarter earnings report kind of thing.
Right. It says Uber and Lyft. I could see that.
Well, yeah, just people don't have as much money. They can't.
Yeah,
they can't buy a
Lyft
or an Uber.
That was on the radio the other day too. Is that Uber and Lyft are down, and it was a nail salon that gets a lot of business from a government building.
Really?
That they're having to furlough or whatever you want. Not really furlough because it's a nail salon, but
suspend.
Yeah, I guess because they people won't even come spend $15 because. Yeah. I mean, it's been a month. That's they're looking at 2 paychecks.
It's a long time.
I can tell you right now, I'm stupid. I live paycheck to paycheck pretty much, and I would be hosed. Like my parents could probably help me for a little bit, but at some point they'd be hosed.
Yeah, I'd be pretty hurt, but I got a little bit piled up, but not like 2-3 months worth.
Yeah, and you think about it, most of these people make a similar wage to me.
Oh, yeah. It's like an average of 40. I think.
And with the the way it is right now, with prices going up and everything, then they probably don't have much of a savings. And
this is a weird time.
It's TSA's doing the sick outs and everything.
It's so weird, man.
And it's gonna keep having a trickle down.
Yeah, the president's feeding football players fast food on his dime.
Yeah, that was.
Whatever.
I can tell you right now, if I had the once-in-a-lifetime experience to go to the White House and have dinner, and I got Wendy's, I would lose my freaking mind.
You'd throw it against the wall.
The Secret Service would probably tackle me because I might try to stab the president.
Right.
Like, I'd just be like, "Are you for real?"
Yeah. By the way, I'd like to correct something.
Yeah.
It's always memes, right? It's always stupid memes. But I feel like it deserves a correction because we talked about it. We talked about how the Coast Guard's not getting paid, but every other branch of the military is.
Right.
I saw a meme that had a picture of the Marines, and it said, "You're not paying these guys to let these guys in," and it was a picture of like 3 Hispanic gangbangers. I'd like to correct 2 things. First of all, the Marines are getting paid.
Right.
Second of all, not every person coming through the border is a gang. Some dude that's in prison.
I seriously, I can't look at those memes like if you accidentally click onto something super right.
Yeah.
Like I read one today that was like the border walls and manufactured crisis. The people who are claiming the world's going to end because of climate change are complaining about a manufactured crisis at the border. And I'm just like, what?
Science.
It's like,
that's science.
It's just, no words, man. Like, the fires went into November this year.
Yeah.
They were the biggest on record.
And you can see the numbers of people at the border going down.
Yeah.
Decade over decade.
It's just like, I can't.
Apples and oranges.
It's times like that then I think about Avengers and Thanos.
Yeah.
And, the biggest problem I have with Thanos, I think where he got it all wrong, was making it random.
Yep.
Why not get rid of people who drive slow in the left lane?
Yeah.
And
get rid of climate deniers. Yeah.
just like...
Well, here's my problem so I've seen that meme where it's like, Bush 43 or 41, crisis, Clinton crisis, Bush crisis, Obama crisis, Trump crisis manufactured, The only problem I have with that is we don't have to go back that far. He had a Republican majority in the House and the Senate for 2 years.
Right.
And did not ask for this.
Right.
Explain that to me. Anyone, please, hop on social media and explain to me why he would now ask for that in the budget. Why would he wait until he lost the midterm?
He probably didn't have the votes then either.
Doesn't make any sense. I got a massive problem with Mitch McConnell, too.
Well, he is the ugliest House member, and he has a turtle head. And,
it is not his job to get the president's okay on a bill.
Yeah.
That is not his job.
Checks and balances, right? Not check with the president and balances.
Oh, man.
I just don't understand that. Like, what is he, as old and as seniored as he is, what does he have to lose?
I think that he's like literally, he's too afraid of losing a vote. He's embarrassed if he loses a vote. I'm like, you can override this veto and you can get this stuff reopened.
If this continues...
Because Mitch doesn't care about the wall.
No.
None of these Republicans care.
Except for Mike Lee. If this keeps dragging on, I see a blowout in the next election.
Yeah.
Just complete, get rid of everybody.
Yeah.
I can't see that not happening with the way that this is. Even Pelosi, everyone. I think everyone gets...
By the way, have you seen how many Democrats have entered the presidential field?
Yeah, it's getting up there.
They need to calm down, man. They need to talk to each other.
Yeah, that's not gonna...
Doesn't go well when
that's
you
what
have...
Bernie Sanders was, because Colbert was asking if he was going to run. He's like, it needs to be someone who can win, for sure.
Because... that was everybody... When Bernie lost the primary...
Right.
Democrats lost votes.
Oh, yeah.
People didn't vote.
Right.
I was like, come on. Talk to each other, people.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. I don't know. I'm just ready for this year to be over.
It's January.
This whole government thing.
I don't know when the
tiring.
fiscal year. Let me see something real quick. When does the fiscal year for the DOD?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that one would be big.
I just if it continues, at some point someone's going to break and just stop coming to work, right? Like TSA, the air traffic controllers, and that's going to...
It's big.
That's going to affect our economy in such a way that it'll start to crumble.
Pelosi's asking for a delay in the State of the Union.
Actually, apparently, from what I've read, she's not so much asking as she's telling, because she...
But none of the Democrats will go?
Well, no. The House invites him to come.
Oh, that's right.
So she's basically saying you're not invited.
Well, there's no security. I can understand that. I just got done watching the first 2 seasons of Designated Survivor.
Oh, those are the only... after that, it kind of goes downhill. So
that's right. I watched them on Netflix.
When you were watching the scene when the Capitol blew up, were you like, that's not the worst thing that could happen?
It's horrifying.
Would that be so terrible?
It's horrifying. I can't find it. I'm just curious as to when the DOD fiscal year ends, because if we're still shut down when that comes up, then I don't know, man.
I don't know. The thing that bugs me is everyone keeps saying that there's nothing in sight. There really should be, guys.
Yeah, I am a little bugged that Democrats won't even go to a meeting. I heard that on the radio today.
Did you hear that they went on a retreat out of the country, though?
A leadership retreat?
Yeah. That was kind of a dick move, or kind of... I think Trump might have had him on that one when he's like, "Hey, I'm here, guys."
Right. No, for sure.
Yeah, that was probably a bad move on their part.
Whether or not, I don't care if you're sitting in silence in the White House.
Right.
You got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. Whatever.
Right.
Maybe you never know. Sometimes we've brainstormed before.
Right.
And sometimes it is just a matter of sitting down and just not saying anything.
Right.
Just writing stuff and then when we're like writing songs and stuff.
Like, hey, I've got it.
All of a sudden, an idea clicks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just. I don't know, man.
Bad stalemate.
It's getting tricky. Us in England, we're screwed.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Yeah. What else happened? That was the freaking attack in Syria.
Yeah, attack in Syria.
Is that the first? I mean,
so
is that we haven't had a. Well,
I don't know. Know. It may
like an ISIS planned attack.
Well, I don't. Again, like sometimes this stuff doesn't get picked up on the news.
Tell everybody what happened
until like the reason it's in the news right now is because the troops were supposed to come. You know what I mean? So
right.
I don't know. I'd have to look and see. But basically, there was just an attack, an ISIS attack. ISIS took responsibility for it, and
it's like a car bomb or something.
Yeah, I believe so. And it killed some service members.
Yeah, I just feel like I haven't heard. I mean, you hear like the, like a crash,
right,
stuff like that. But I just can't remember the time that ISIS actually got some Americans in Syria.
Well,
because for the most part, our troops have been behind the front line training the Syrian army, or the rebel army. But
right.
So this is kind of a thing. But you're definitely right that it's salient only because of pullout.
Right, because basically it was an attack from ISIS, who we supposedly defeated.
Touche.
Yeah. Touché. So that's kind of. I don't know, man. This whole, what's frustrating is I just don't want to think about politics anymore. But it's like you have to. It's just
everything kind of comes back to it,
and it's just
how do we separate things now? I look at our rundown of stuff we're going to talk about, and it's almost like everything comes back to politics in one way or another.
Yeah.
It just dominates everything, dominates social media now. You know?
Yeah.
It's like if Kevin Spacey molests a guy, it's because he's a liberal. Right. Or the opposite. It's because he's a Republican.
Right.
Why do we got to take it there every time?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not saying anyone said that. I'm sure they did.
I'm sure there's a meme somewhere.
Yeah, the point is that every issue that comes up, good or bad, is then either blamed on a political ideology,
right,
or not.
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham, just saw this. So they're having the hearings for the new Attorney General.
Oh yeah, I did. Okay, yeah.
He put his foot in his mouth, though.
What did he do?
So he has the NAACP and the NUL there, which is the National Urban League.
Okay.
Kind of the same,
right?
Civil rights groups on the panel, and he's talking to them, and he is asking them why Democrats get a score of 100% from the NAACP and the NUL, but Republicans, the highest they can get is 22%, and it's from Lindsey Graham. He's the highest scoring Republican.
Oh, really?
Among,
that's good.
In terms of your scorecard,
right?
And the president of the NUL, I remember his name right now. He was given this rundown of why that might be,
right?
And he was using an example. He said Jeff Sessions changed course on a very important case right when he took over,
right?
So let me give you the details of this case.
Okay.
So, I think it was Tennessee and Oklahoma, there was a law that the Justice Department was fighting to allow state IDs and state or public college IDs for voter ID.
Oh,
right?
Okay, yeah.
And that was it was on the right side of history before Jeff Sessions took it over, right? They were saying, yeah, that should be allowed.
Right.
He comes in and completely switches the motive or the way the Justice Department wants to go, making it so that a concealed carry license can work as an ID, but your state ID or your public college ID doesn't work. Okay?
Okay.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't state ID. That sounds that's like a driver's license.
Yeah,
It was something else though that was like that should work,
right?
To prove you are who you are,
right?
Sorry. Anyway, so the president of the NUL is spelling this out to Lindsey Graham, saying, "Here's an example of why we have a hard time with Republicans."
Right.
Jeff Sessions came in and switched this case to suppress votes.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say that, but that's what he was getting at.
Right.
And in the middle of his speech, Lindsey Graham says, "Well, elections matter." Essentially telling him, yeah, we're going to suppress your vote by not allowing those IDs because the election matters. Like totally, and the president of the NUL didn't pick up on it. It was the press later were like, did you guys just hear that? He just said elections matter when you're talking about a voter ID case where you're allowed to use a concealed carry, but you're not allowed to use these other forms.
Right.
Both of which I promise you are just as easy to counterfeit as the other.
Right.
It's probably easier to counterfeit a concealed carry than it is to counterfeit a Weber State card.
Probably they are pretty simple.
So, anyway, that was my story about Lindsey Graham.
I wonder if I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that. Just,
unless
because he doesn't seem like the worst person out there, but
he goes back and forth for me. It just seems like, why would
I think what he was saying was, well, elections matter, so that's why we have to. But
why we have to protect the laws,
right? Yeah,
right.
I don't know. I don't know what's really going through his head.
No, it doesn't seem like he's a racist, right? It does not seem like it. But when you say something like that in the middle of the president of the NUL speech about voter suppression,
right,
you're
right.
like, oh man.
Well, yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like any ID, if it's got your name, like there are some things, like if you want to get a credit check, you have to provide a utility bill with your name on it. An address.
I had to do that.
How easy is that to fake?
For this year? Oh yeah.
Actually,
they just looked at some
like an internet version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all easy to fake.
Yeah.
But the statistics, none of this matters anyway, because if you look at the stats, no one is voting illegally. It's very, very small numbers. In fact, the stories I've read were actually Republicans.
No.
I'm not generalizing. This is the stories I've read of voter fraud, where it was either a non-citizen or someone who voted twice,
right,
were Republicans.
Right.
Which is just funny.
Yeah.
Just ironic.
Well, there's a lot of irony in the Republican Party. That's should be their motto.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Republican Party, did you get a chance to watch the controversial episode of Family Guy last Sunday?
Oh my gosh, yes, it was the best.
It actually apparently caused some controversy because of the Meg scene.
Wait, which one? Because she was fat?
No, when he grabbed...
Oh, when he grabbed her by the pussy.
Yeah. Yeah.
How is that controversial? He said he's done it.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. And people were upset because of how graphic... Well, it wasn't really graphic.
You didn't say...
Yeah. But
it's no worse than when Quagmire sticks his foot into Meg's mouth when she's sleeping.
Right. And they actually talked to the showrunners or the directors, and they were like, well... That's what he did. It's
if you haven't seen the episode, Meg is in the Oval Office with the president. It's a cartoon,
right?
And while they're talking, she's talking. You see his arms slowly going down,
right,
out of the shot, out of screen,
right,
and then she freaks out,
right.
Then she tries to tell him, no one believes her.
Right.
Anyway, I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, it was a pretty funny episode.
And he had tiny hands.
I know. I think that might be one of the best cartoon
drawings
versions.
And whoever did his voice was really good.
Yeah. And the chicken fight was amazing.
Yeah. But the thing that got me, I actually paused the episode and I texted you about the Jared Kushner.
Yeah, I know, right?
Did you know that?
I had no idea, no.
Okay.
I
Do you want me to explain it to people?
Sure. Go ahead.
Jared Kushner's dad started a real estate business, and he has gone to prison for tax evasion and a couple other charges, 2 years in federal prison.
Mm-hmm.
But while he was being investigated for that, he realized that his sister was informing on him.
Oh.
His sister was or maybe it was his brother-in-law. Either way, I'm sure they both knew. So his brother-in-law and his sister were informing to the FBI about him or to the authorities of somewhere. Mm-hmm. So here's what Jared Kushner's dad does. He hires a prostitute to seduce his brother-in-law and film it in a hotel room. He then sends that tape to his sister to blackmail her into not talking to the authorities. She immediately calls them, and he gets arrested for witness tampering. This is...
Oh, my gosh.
And you talk about predictions?
Yeah.
Here's a prediction. What's the date? January 16th, 2019.
Okay.
Jared Kushner's going to run for president.
Really?
Yeah. It's going to be floated.
Okay.
In 2024.
I don't know how to spell his name.
Even if Trump loses in 2020, I think Kushner will win again. Or not win. No. Oh, what did I just say? I think Kushner's going to run for president. But
Man, okay.
Can you imagine if your dad...
If he's not in jail.
Like... Oh, man.
That is really freaking weird.
Really, really weird. So yeah, that's
and
what
devious.
It was tax evasion and something else and witness tampering. But look up Kushner's dad, because they sing a little ditty about it in Family Guy.
Right.
And then at the end, it's like, that was all true, by the way. And so I had to pause and I looked up the story, and sure enough, it's in basically every, print.
Right.
You can find the story.
Jeez.
But that's my prediction.
That's the kind of people we have in the White House right now. I just like
he's not his dad. Okay, so I'm not willing to vilify someone because of their dad.
Right.
However, when we've seen what the Trump children have done, and their dad is Donald,
right.
I don't know if Kushner was. I don't know if he's
like
really obeying the Judeo law.
When this stuff comes out and when Trump says these things, I just want to look at people and go, "This is your guy? Like, really?"
Yeah.
And then they come back with, "Well, Hillary wouldn't have been any better." Like, that is the biggest freaking non-argument I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. You had plenty of decent, reasonable candidates.
Yeah.
That we could go down the list. John Kasich, Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, bleh. But these candidates were better than this guy.
Oh, yeah.
I could not believe. I saw the video of Trump at the border with the border security guy telling him about how many arrests he's made.
Right.
And the numbers were high, but I couldn't believe that Ted Cruz just sat there nodding along with the president.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. President. Yes.
Lying Ted.
Yeah,
Your wife's ugly. Your dad killed JFK.
Yeah.
And you're sitting down there at the border nodding along like you agree with this man.
Yeah.
What a sellout. That is the definition of a sellout.
Oh, for sure.
Right? It's unreal.
I think there's actually a picture of him in the dictionary
under sellout.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's either a sellout or just a complete pussy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because to have someone say those things, not only about you, but about your wife and about your dad, where else can you go? He didn't talk about his children, I guess.
I think what I don't understand the most is, is no one seeing where this is going? Aligning yourself with Trump, it's not going to do anything for you.
You're slowly putting a gun to your own head.
That just seems like, if anything, if people were to align themselves away from Trump, it would be crazy. People would love them.
Yeah. No, there's a big center conservative.
They're just
contingent.
They're just hoping to grab his base,
right?
His base, and why would you want that base?
Right.
It's been proven that they're racists and
it's fairly small,
and
yeah. At least that's what I think.
Well, it's getting smaller.
I think it's getting small. It's not like the election. His base is not the election. He doesn't have half the country.
No.
So
not at all.
Anyway,
Family Guy.
You gotta watch it.
No, you should definitely watch it.
I'm trying to remember what else was in there.
My favorite part wasn't really related to politics, but at the very end when he was on Jeopardy, and his response was, "What is it like to have an erection?"
Yeah. And doesn't he say, like, I'm the worst Jeopardy player ever?
Yeah. And then during the fight, when Mitch McConnell puts his head in his shell.
Oh my gosh, I died. I think I paused it there because I was laughing too hard. Yeah, Mitch McConnell sucks his head in.
Yeah. But during Family Guy, there were commercials. So have you heard about the Gillette commercial that's...
I ran across a headline on Facebook, but I did not. I did not engage in it at all, so I have no idea what's.
Do you
what
want
it's
me
about.
to play it for you?
Yeah, let's play it.
Here we go.
Bullying.
The Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
Masculinity.
Is this the best a man can get? Is it? We can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is taking over.
It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy?
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
But she says
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Smile, sweetie. Come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Bro, not cool. Not cool.
Some already are. In ways big
Yo, men.
and small.
I am strong.
But some is not enough.
It's not how we treat each other, okay? Okay.
Because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow.
I have the chills.
Yeah.
All of that for a razor commercial?
Well, they don't need them. Everyone is forced to use Gillette. It's not.
I Dollar Shave Club personally.
Oh, wow.
It's cheap, man.
Yeah, well, you're right. Yeah, so the only people that are having problems with this are they're saying that it's talking down to men.
For
I
crying out
don't know
loud.
that that's necessarily the case.
It's not talking down to men at all.
Yeah, I don't. I think that if you have a really big problem with this video, then you might be part of the problem.
Right.
Right?
No, that I didn't perceive that as talking down to me.
No.
You know?
The only thing that I was kind of like, thought was kind of weird is when the dad breaks up the two kids wrestling, and I was like, is that?
Yeah.
That's
just poor production. But
well, it's just like, is that what we? I mean, they're just like that is the definition of boys being boys right there.
Sure.
And if you
wrestling around,
right?
I mean,
if you break that up, then I don't know. It just seems.
I'll chalk that one up to bad production and
All right,
directing.
yeah.
Because if it was maybe like a bullying scene,
there was one,
right?
And I was okay
but
with
yeah,
that.
just like two boys wrestling around.
Yeah,
I wrestled with.
Yeah,
you and I wrestled.
That's what kids. I mean, I don't know. That's literally.
We were wrestling before we recorded today.
Yeah, we had a WWF hardcore match.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
it got a little sensual at the end, but anyway,
that's
the WWE
hold
for
people
you.
accountable.
But yeah, I think overall it's a good commercial. I'm surprised they didn't wait a month
Super Bowl
and put it during the Super. That's a Super Bowl commercial.
Maybe it was a test. Maybe they have one that's even more hardcore.
I don't know that. Maybe they were just putting it out on the web and people were like, "Oh," and it kind of blew up. And
wait, did it not play on TV?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
It was just people have been talking about it on the radio and the news today. So
interesting. Well, I think that it was just a message. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Selling razors.
Yeah, it's just a different way to advertise. Instead of the
I guess,
woman going, "Oh, ooh, you're so smooth." It's like, hey,
this is what we talked about earlier. Everything comes back to an ideology.
Yeah.
And I guarantee the people who are complaining about it probably aren't liberals.
Probably not.
I'm not going to generalize.
Probably a pretty good chance.
I'm not going to generalize and say that every conservative hates this.
Right.
Or has a problem with it. I'm just saying it's a good chance that the people who do have a problem aren't liberals.
Right.
Right. And
Yeah.
What do you like? Even if it was talking down to men, so one commercial out of 3 billion talks down to men. Like what? Come on.
I don't know. I didn't get that impression from it. To me, it was just I don't know. They bought the time. I don't feel like I've ever even had the confidence to be that guy that talks to girls that way. So
I mean, but it does happen.
I know. I've seen it happen.
Right. So, but yeah, I mean,
it's just
they bought the time. They can say whatever they want.
That's true.
You know,
that's true.
They'd be like, "Men, you guys are all assholes right now."
I don't actually know that they could.
We'll see if it gets past the.
I mean, maybe in England or something they could do that.
That's true.
All right.
We have no free speech here, really.
Yeah. We're gonna take our first break. When we come back, I've got I think 3 random headlines. One of them is going to be the 9, not so much a headline, we're just going to talk about the 9 coolest tech products at the CES. And then a couple stories out of England and, Chick-fil-A. Anyway, we'll be back, and when we come back, Brian will tie a snake.
And now back to G.I. Jose.
Hey guys, let's go swim in the old quarry! Yeah!
Wait a minute, kids. Don't go swimming in that quarry. It's dangerous.
Wow! Thanks, G.I. Jose!
Hey, you guys want to buy some gum or cotton candy or a stuffed animal? How about an inflatable mallet, huh? This is fun. You can hit your friend on the head with it, but don't hit him on the head with it.
Yeah, thanks. I don't really need any of that stuff.
You got any dents you need hammered out?
G.I. Jose!
Oh no! You cut your forehead! What do we do?
Hey kids, if you have an open wound, get some dirt or kitty litter and rub it in there to stop the bleeding. Then get some sleep and wait for the body to heal itself.
Now we know!
And like I always say, remember, you know enough.
G.I. Jose!
Your regularly scheduled program to bring you these random headlines.
What you got? What you got?
Well, the first story I have here is actually out of Alabama. So, there's a lady in Alabama, if you can believe that. And she wanted to have children, but was unable.
Okay.
Speaking of which, the word unable, I believe today or yesterday was the anniversary of the Miracle on the Hudson.
I did see that. I saw 10 years?
Yeah.
Man.
It's when Sully said unable.
Hashtag Sully's a hero.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, so she was unable to have children, so she opted to adopt. And she ended up adopting a baby who had... I was going to say was addicted to crack or something, but a baby that the mother had drug problems.
Okay.
I don't know. Drug baby? Is that is that a okay word to say?
a baby who is dependent.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then she adopted another one with a similar situation.
Okay.
I'm not sure how far apart this was. Well, anyway, come to find out, the 2 kids that she ended up adopting are actually siblings.
Oh, come on.
And she didn't know. No one bothered to tell her.
Doesn't somebody know? So
I
somebody
guess,
knew.
Well, it's because...
same dad and
everything?
No.
Or? The boy was dropped off at the hospital with no information.
Okay.
That's right. I forgot
Which
that
is,
part.
I think, is that legal in all states now?
I think so.
Actually, it's not even a legal, illegal thing.
Yeah.
But I think you can do it at fire stations and hospitals.
Right. I don't actually know about fire stations. I feel like that I've heard...
well, I think the only reason fire stations are in there because there's people there 24/7.
I know. I think there's some fire stations that are designated, but I feel like I've heard somewhere that you're not supposed to say that because not all of them do or something. But
Right.
Hospitals guaranteed. But anyway, yeah. So she adopted these 2 kids, and turns out they are siblings, and she didn't know.
Like full blood? Is it the same dad?
I don't know. I'd have to. It's a long story.
Speaking of, can I tell a cool story?
Apparently, she's also going to be adopting another one of their siblings.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Well, hey,
it's kind of crazy, right?
So, a woman I used to work with, posted a thing on Facebook. She shared she reposted something that said, "Well, this happened today," and she's probably, I don't know, she's like middle aged now, you know. And the post that she shared, for some reason, we have this common friend. And I have nothing to do with this story.
You?
No.
Oh,
me
okay.
and this woman I know.
Got it.
Has nothing to do with the story that we have a common friend. It just so happens. Anyway, his parents got him and his siblings. He's older. He's grown up. Ancestry kits.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Okay.
And have you done Ancestry?
My mom's done so much genealogy that I don't really feel the need.
Well,
to.
yeah.
I know.
If you share your information publicly, then you can see like people you're related to.
Right. I've heard that.
And so he shared a post that's like, I found this person today, not third cousin, not second cousin, but more than first cousin. And so the woman I know was his birth mom, and he found her only through Ancestry's DNA.
Oh, really?
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
So it looked like a pretty happy thing, you know, they were meeting the next day, but
that's nuts.
Yeah. The Ancestry, man.
Ancestry, bringing families together.
Yeah.
Speaking of bringing families together, a Chick-fil-A. These are both out of Alabama.
Alabama?
Wait, the other one might have been Colorado. Anyway,
Crimson.
A Chick-fil-A in Alabama did something crazy. They opened.
No, they didn't.
On a Sunday. They did.
Oh.
They opened on a Sunday, but for a good cause.
Was it Jesus?
I
don't see any other cause.
It's something Jesus would do. So they opened. They opened for Elijah Sprague, I guess is how you say.
Okay.
He is a autistic kid with cerebral palsy.
He's autistic and has cerebral palsy.
Yes, and they opened Chick-fil-A for his birthday that day.
Man, that is
now. I don't mean any disrespect here at all.
Right.
I'm not making fun of him, but it says that his dream is to work in a drive-thru. And I just thought to myself, man, if I
wish that was
would
my
just
dream.
lower my expectations,
Yeah.
my life would be so much better.
I wish that was my dream.
I know.
Actually, you know what? It's because I've told you this before. I would deliver pizzas in a heartbeat.
Oh, I would too if the money was
there.
If it was actually, in all honesty, I'd
probably pretty close.
Yeah.
Well, you're not getting paid what you're worth. We all know that. But yeah, I don't know. I've never worked a drive-through.
I would not think it's great, especially during the winter with the window opening and closing.
Well, even in the summer, it's freaking hot. You've got like 2 months where it's pleasant.
Yeah.
I did go to Chick-fil-A the other day, and they have a massive heater for them that just like constant pressure.
Nice. But I do remember when I was a kid playing, store or whatever. You know, you'd have a fake keyboard or something, and then if only I knew that in real life that stuff really, really sucks. No one tells you that when you're a kid. Like, hey, maybe you want to play something else, like IT manager or something.
How to code.
Yeah, instead of house or shop or...
Man, Ashley talks so she works for a software startup, and she talks all the time about, like, there are apps to learn how to code.
Oh, yeah.
And you can get them for your kids, so they learn how to code early, and it's a very secure job, and the coders, the devs that she knows are really into it. They love it, you know?
Right.
I'm like, I would love to learn how to code and write an app, but I don't know if I could do it.
I don't. Every time I look at code, it actually enrages me because there's just so much there, and I just get
That's
lost.
What Brent does, right?
Yeah, it is. He's a coder. It would be great. It's great job security. I also think it might be kind of boring because basically all you're doing is turning something on and off.
Right, over and over again until you get it right.
With variables, and I don't know. I do very minimal coding at my current. Very, very minimal.
What language?
It's not. It'd be ActionScript or Java, I think. I don't know.
I don't know.
Or HTML.
HTML.
I guess,
I remember that one because of MySpace.
Yeah,
you could make your own.
Yeah.
MySpace page back in the day.
Yeah, I just look at it and I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Why does it have to? Why can't you just type in English?
Like, I want it to look like this. Yeah, right. Apparently you can go to these workshops and learn how to code in like a couple days.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
And then it's just a matter of practice. But I don't know. It's tedious.
I need a reason to learn how. That's how I've learned everything. Is I've had a desire.
You can write one app, and
I don't have any like good ideas for an app. That's my problem.
There are apps where it's just like literally a ball dropping.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's $1. Sorry,
Right.
it's $1. Yeah. Don't touch this button. It's $1. Yeah. Guess what?
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt you because I have a random headline for you that I found.
Okay.
So, were you looking for the breaking news?
No, that's the wrong one. Oh.
There you go.
Okay.
So I found this headline right before I came over, and I just screen grabbed it.
Okay.
Maybe it's not as funny if you can't see it, so I'm gonna spell the first word. Okay. The first word is coming, and it's spelled Cumming. The headline is "Coming Man Threatened to Attack White House." Coming man threatened to attack White House.
Can you elaborate on that story?
Sure. It's a man from a city called Cumming.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, apparently he was planning to attack the White House. That's not the point, though. The headline is the point.
Yeah. If I saw that, I'd be like, what?
So you actually might be able to
run towards the White House. Oh, I'm going to attack this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Apparently, I think right now, if you Google "coming man," you might actually get a safe result.
Yeah,
because of
I'm
this
not
headline.
going to do that. That is not something I think I'm going to Google.
I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying.
No.
To find the article, I did
safe search.
Yeah.
Turn safe search on.
I always leave that off.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously I'm just saying.
I'm a grown up. Yeah. Anyway, did you have any more?
Yeah, I got something I want to run through real quick here. The top 9 coolest tech products at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show.
There's a controversy of brewing at CES.
Oh, really?
Did you hear about this?
I haven't.
So every year there's like a sex robot and VR porn that wins awards.
Right.
Okay. A team, invented a female toy.
Okay.
That is supposed to achieve like the dual climax.
Oh.
I'm trying to use language that's appropriate. Right? And it's kind of groundbreaking pleasure.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Keep in mind, the men have done this for years.
Right.
They win an award.
Yeah.
They get an email a couple weeks later rescinding the award.
What?
Because it's inappropriate.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically just a very high-tech vibrator that is able to stimulate everything. But just down the hall is VR porn and sex dolls.
Yeah.
That are in, a body that's a proportion that does not exist in nature. And they win awards and it's okay. It's all cool. They've been there for years.
Huh.
But a woman invents this and they've been told it's inappropriate.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
Anyway.
I might have to look into it a little bit.
So top 9?
Yeah, the first one is the countertop dishwasher.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess you can control it through an app, choose the water pressure. It's just a little small...
It's just to be quick?
Microwave, yeah, I guess. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Just really
if
quick.
if you, like, it was just like you and your wife or just you.
Actually, that
it'd
would
be
be
nice.
pretty handy.
Because putting, 2 plates in a dishwasher is obnoxious.
After my divorce, I had dishes sitting in there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even exaggerating when I think I said like 8, 9 months. I don't even think that I just like, oh goodness.
Just throw them away at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this one is the one I find the most fascinating. And I think it's only a matter of time before this is mainstream.
Oh, yeah.
Translation earbuds.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember that on Men in Black? They're like in the tech room and he has like a intergalactic translator.
Right. Well, they have that in Star Trek, the universal translator. That's how they all understand each other. So I just think it's only a matter of time before this is mainstream.
Yeah.
And
just a matter of the chip, right?
Yeah, it's just got to work fast enough.
Right.
And I think that'll be super cool.
I mean, even if it was delayed.
Yeah.
Like if you just put up a finger to stop the person and pushed a button and it read it, you know?
Well, yeah, and I think that
the problem is direct translations, you know? Like,
hold on. 2 earbud wearers can speak for about 15 seconds at a time while the earbuds translate back and forth.
That's a long time, 15 seconds at a time.
So a wearer may also use the earbud to play a translation from their phone for someone who isn't wearing the earbud.
Cool.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's all going to be about like context and dialect, because if you open like a translator app, I was in a conversation where 2 people were speaking Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish, so I pulled it out just to listen. Sorry, I pulled out the app just to listen, and it was, you know, putting the words on. I kind of get the gist,
right?
But it was definitely not.
Right.
You know, the right type of English.
Right. So. And, I mean, this is just the beginning of the technology, so you got to imagine, in like 10 years, it's going to be full on.
Not even 10.
It'll probably translate, like, it may even sound like their voice, like, who knows?
Not even, probably 2 or 3.
And we'll all just wear them. They'll all be like, just inner ear.
Right, yeah.
Which, I don't know, that's cool.
That would be really cool. It would help me in my job, I know that.
Yeah, it would help, it would bridge a lot of gaps.
Yeah.
Laundry folding device, which I don't know. That seems. That seems.
Can you? If you could, the only way I would like this is if you could throw it in as a pile, like from my laundry basket into a hopper, and it folded it and sorted it. I don't want to have to put them in any specific way.
I don't.
You know what I mean?
I don't know that it does. Oh no! Look, that's stupid.
Yeah, see,
it's like you have to put it in there like a...
Have you ever seen the video of the Chinese woman who can fold a shirt by like pinching it in 2 places?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
It comes out on a little...
It's just like a Xerox printer, which leads me to believe that it's going to be riddled with problems and never actually work properly. And you've got a close jam.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it is faster, but...
Not for $980.
And it's big.
Yeah.
That thing's like as big as a small fridge.
It's
like a freezer,
like it's washer and dryer, and then that.
Right,
there's not enough room in there.
No, yeah. If I had one where I could just take my laundry, you know, open the dryer door and just push it into
that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Owlet has a
pregnancy
pregnancy monitoring device, so it just monitors your belly.
Does it just check like for heart rate and stuff?
Once
counts kicks, tracks contractions.
It's only
heartbeat.
$300, I guess.
We bought an Owlet device for Quinn when she was born to track,
really?
Because it helps. Because you know SIDS. No one knows what SIDS is.
Right.
But it went on her toe. It was like a slipper, and if her heartbeat stopped, it would send an alarm to us. Because
that's cool.
That way, because no one knows what happens other than their heart stops. But if you get to them quick enough,
right. The solar cow is designed to incentivize parents to send their children to school instead of keeping them at home to work. Oh, this is for other countries. This is for third world countries where they send their kids to school. I'm not sure how it's supposed to incentivize them.
What does it do? Cow-shaped solar panel with dozens of portable batteries. Students can plug in to charge when they come to school in the morning.
It takes electricity to their home.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, because the 4 to 6 hour walk to school every day.
Oh,
I wouldn't go to school.
Wouldn't do that either.
No,
screw that.
I would milk real cows for money.
Yeah. Speaker thermos. Oh, that's just what we need.
That's all right, I guess. I don't know about being on the top 9.
Yeah, that's
the vibrator should be on there.
Kind of what it looks like. Diabetes wearables. Ooh, it'll just prick you automatically.
Just a little prick.
Smart home system. De-stress wearable. The touch point wearables are 2 little square devices that you wear on your wrists that can help you de-stress and focus. They vibrate back and forth on your wrist, lowering your cortisol levels and helping your brain focus. That's
interesting.
Skeptical, but okay.
Wait, what did that say up there? Hang on. Wearables are based on recent neuroscientific research and especially helpful for those with ADHD, ADD, and PTSD. That's very interesting.
Huh, yeah.
Very cool.
Cool. Well,
I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, those are the... I'm sure there was a lot more, so if you want to see more... this is off of KSL, which is owned by the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, so I would imagine that the sex doll and...
that actually won the number one spot.
Did not make the cut on their website.
I don't know what they won. They won an award, and it was taken away for being inappropriate.
I want to know more about this.
Yeah. It's time for The Onion or InfoWars.
It's about freaking time.
The segment in which I read a headline from The Onion, a satirical news website, and a headline from InfoWars, a self-reported right-wing real news website, and have Spencer guess which came from which. You ready?
I am. I'm ready.
All right, first headline. Fox News debuts premium channel for 24-hour coverage of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Okay.
Second headline. Ranchers finding prayer rugs on southern border.
Oh, the second one's got to be InfoWars.
It's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy one. Yeah, the second one was InfoWars. The 24-hour coverage, albeit plausible for Fox.
Yeah.
They are kind of obsessed with her lately.
They are.
Yeah, they're not really doing that. But I have something to say about this because I fact-check InfoWars.
Of course.
And there is a report of some ranchers saying they found prayer rugs. First of all, no, you didn't.
Is it just a rug?
No, you didn't, because Muslims don't leave their prayer rugs. They mean that much to them. You're telling me that a Muslim emigrated from the Middle East.
Right.
Let's say Syria.
Yeah.
From Syria. They made it, across Turkey, across the sea to, wherever, into Spain, then they go down to South America, into Brazil, and then they come up through Central America, past the war zones in Honduras and Guatemala, through Mexico where the cartels are killing everybody. They get to our southern border. Meanwhile, they've had this whole prayer rug that they use 5 times a day for this whole journey. And they get to our southern border and suddenly forget to roll it up when they're done praying? Come on. Second of all, even if it was real, so what? So what?
Yeah. If they found 3 Bibles in the desert, would they freak out?
You found some Buddhist prayer beads, would you really care?
Yeah.
So what? Yes, people pray. Christians pray.
On rugs, nonetheless.
Man,
on rugs.
You gotta admire their dedication for crying out loud. Man. I can't believe that's
I think
freaking
they just
news.
found some rugs.
They found an old rug that blew away from a flea market in El Paso.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh.
That is a prayer rug.
A prayer rug.
Can you tell the difference between a prayer rug? Is there forehead sweat on one end?
Did it say Muslim prayer rug on it?
It's labeled.
They had a
Muslim prayer rug.
A touch point or whatever those things are called, a label maker.
Yeah. This is the property of Ahmed. Oh.
Hey, we talked about England and how it's crumbling now.
Yeah, well,
how it's having some issues. But did you know there's actually a faster way to make the country of England fall?
Like to make their economy collapse and everything?
It could make the crown fall, and it could make
the crown.
Yeah, it would just collapse the entire government.
I don't like where
everything. It's really easy. Have you ever heard of the Tower of London Ravens?
No. Is it a rugby team?
No.
I've been to the Tower of London.
No. So, and they didn't talk about the Ravens?
No. I would imagine there's ravens there, though.
There are. There's 7 captive ravens.
Captive?
Well, sort of. They actually are able to fly around and stuff. So
So the Tower of London is freaking awesome. It's really old. It's on the Thames, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you get in the way of one of those guys, these guards,
right?
They yell, man.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen.
Make way for the Queen's Guard!
I've seen the videos.
It's crazy,
and they just run over people.
Yeah.
Legend has it that the ravens are there to guard the crown jewels.
The jewels are there, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to see them, it's like a treadmill.
What?
It's a moving walkway.
Oh,
to see the crown jewels. You can't stand and look at them anymore.
Wow. And legend has it, if the ravens die or if they leave, then the country falls.
And climate change has forced them to fly south.
Well, it says that the ravens were once common in Britain, but are now protected with 7,400 breeding pairs left, which actually isn't that many.
740 breeding pairs?
No, 7,400.
74, still?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a lot. Is it a special kind of raven?
No, just the raven. Ravens are really smart. You know how
they are really smart.
One of the smartest
they're
birds.
Like up there with crows.
I think they're actually smarter than crows, if I remember right.
There's crows by my house that drop nuts
Yeah,
off of the.
I've seen that.
Off of the street, they'll land on the street light, drop them, and watch them to see if they break.
Yeah, there's like they must migrate down over this area.
Yeah. They're good luck if they're on your lawn.
Oh, good.
Crows.
Good. There was a couple on the lawn a few days ago. Too bad they weren't there when that pipe broke.
So they keep 7 on hand.
Yeah, they only need 6, but they have a spare.
That is awesome. We should keep a bald eagle at the Capitol, just in the rotunda, just flies around all day.
All day.
Yeah.
And if the bald eagle falls, then the country's doomed.
If you get shat on, then you are in for. That's good luck
that's
for
good
life.
Luck. Yeah. Space Force.
Space Force.
Do you remember? What Space Force is?
It's a real thing now.
Well, it's heading that direction, except the government shut down, so no one's.
And it would break a massive treaty.
What do you mean?
There was an international treaty signed years and years ago saying we would not put military assets in space.
Oh, well, I think we've already done that. So.
Like non-observational. You know what I mean? Hang on.
Well, I still think we've already done that. Because the Air Force sent
Outer Space Treaty, formerly the Treaty of Principles Governing the Activities of Stars in the Exploration and the Use of Outer Space, including the Moon and other celestial bodies, is a treaty that forms the basis of international space law. You want me to go on?
No, yes.
It was opened for signature in the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union in 1967, and entered into force in October of 1967. As of October 2018, 107 countries are parties to the treaty. Let's find out what the key points are. Represents the basic legal framework for space law. It bars states party to the treaty from being... I'm sorry. It bars states that are party to the treaty from placing weapons of mass destruction in Earth orbit.
Oh.
Installing them on the moon or any other celestial body, or otherwise stationing them in outer space. It exclusively limits the use of the moon and other celestial bodies to peaceful purposes and expressly prohibits their use for testing weapons of any kind. Oh man, nuke the moon?
Whoa.
Test nukes on the moon? You know China's they're doing that on the dark side right now.
Probably doing it right now. They're growing poppy and... Well, they were growing... What were they growing? Cotton. They were growing cotton.
Prohibits the use of testing weapons, conducting military maneuvers, or establishing military bases, installations, and fortifications. It does not prohibit the placement of conventional weapons in orbit. So like just a regular old missile, a Moab.
Machine gun.
Yeah, kinetic bombardment. Yeah, freaking the A-10 gun, whatever that is.
So, Space Force and Netflix and Steve Carell.
Oh, man, really?
Yeah, so Netflix is making a show.
That was fast.
With the creators of The Office and Steve Carell.
Like Ricky Gervais creator or the American guy?
The American.
Okay.
Greg Daniels. And it's going to be about the creation of Space Force. It's going to be a show on Netflix.
That was some fast thinking. I mean, when did the Space Force thing happen?
It's been like a year.
Are you sure?
I don't think they have even started filming it yet. Well, I don't know. But yeah.
That's going to be good.
It probably will be. It probably will be. So that's something to look forward to on Netflix. Steve Carell back in I'm sure he'll be an awkward boss because that's pretty much his character.
He's actually a good actor. He was in Vice. He played Rumsfeld.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Did you ever see Dan in real life?
Yeah, I did.
That's a good
show.
He
was good in that. He just seems to be kind of... I don't know. When I saw him on SNL, he played pretty much the same character in every skit.
And I was like, sketch comedy.
I know, but I was like, yeah, that is kind of all he does. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, I'm seriously concerned about the ramifications here, though.
I'll have to look into this more.
If we put an installation up there, what's going to stop Russia and China and India and Japan and like all these people who have space programs?
Well, in everyone's defense, it probably already is up there. We just don't know about it. And they're probably up there. We just don't know about it.
Maybe.
What about Star Wars?
Well, that was a Reagan idea.
I know. What did anything ever come of it?
No, because we
didn't
have lasers.
It was like Reagan's wall.
Yeah, it was, man. We didn't have lasers that he wanted. I still don't think we have lasers that can do what he wanted.
No,
he wanted lasers up there that could shoot an intercontinental ballistic missile out of the ether.
We do have a laser program now, though, that can shoot off of a 747.
That's crazy.
And I think they have them on boats now, too.
A laser, what will it destroy?
Whatever
stands in its way.
Yeah, but it's never going to be like it is in the movies.
No.
It's just like...
Although we have a ray gun. Have you seen the ray gun?
The ray or rail?
I'm sorry, rail gun, yeah.
That's I have seen that. Once they get those up and running, they
have to be nuclear because they're like nuclear powered because there's so much energy.
Right. Once we get those, small handheld rail guns.
Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be crazy.
We need 1.21 gigawatts though.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Well, I just mentioned the A-10. Did I ever tell you? Have you ever seen videos of the A-10 shooting?
I have.
And it's
an A-10 bullet.
Really?
My dad worked on them in the Air Force.
Did you know that one round costs like $39?
Well,
and they shoot 60,000 rounds.
They're like a foot long.
60,000 rounds a minute. So when they're just out in training and they lay down like a zip,
right,
it's like $75,000. Google A-10 buzz and you'll watch some crazy ass videos because some of them are incendiary.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's crazy.
Anyway.
Apparently the F-35 is going to take the place of the A-10 though somehow.
No, they're too loud. The A-10's so quiet.
A-10's loud too.
Not F-35 loud. F-35's been driving me crazy lately.
They were pretty loud today.
Yeah. Is that all we have?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Well, find us at the Artake Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you liked or didn't like anything in this episode, please let us know.
Yeah.
Well, what is this, episode
29?
29. For episode 29, I'm Brian.
I am Spencer. We'll catch you next time.